Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Corin, also known as the Kitten Choreographer, and I'm a teen with a passion for makeup and kitten rescue. So today's video is going to be all about cute little kittens. So if you don't know, I am a teen rescuer that fosters kittens, and I love sharing my knowledge about foster kittens and how to foster kittens, and just kittens and cats in general. And there are a multitude of videos all about cats on my channel, but today we're going to be talking about fostering multiple litters of kittens. If you don't know, I foster kittens, I just said that, but also I foster multiple litters of kittens at once. I didn't intend when I started fostering to foster multiple litters of kittens at once, but I realized that it was something I could do, and so I end up having multiple litters of kittens in my house for most of the time. And while I can handle fostering multiple litters of kittens at once, it definitely can be a hard task. You know, you're caring for a lot of kittens at a time. So today I'm going to help you know how to foster multiple litters of kittens and decide whether or not fostering multiple litters of kittens is the right thing for you, and also just giving some tips and tricks that I've picked up for fostering a lot of kittens at once. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna talk about separation between litters. Alright, so now let's talk about separation and how to keep kittens separate and why it's important to keep kittens separate a lot of the time. So a very important thing about fostering multiple litters is separation and keeping them separate. If you have kittens of the same age from two different litters and you want to put them together, you have to wait at least 2 weeks. And this is called a quarantine period, and this is basically where you keep them and you keep them separate and you observe them and you make sure that they're healthy. Because you don't want to put these two kittens who are actually from different litters after a quarantine period, I put them together. You don't want to put two kittens from two different litters together and say she is sick and he is not. And well, if you put them together and you don't know she's sick, then suddenly they're both sick because they're sharing space. And keeping them separate and having this quarantine period is vital, and it can be life-saving, because say you have a kitten that looks perfectly healthy but is actually sick, and then you have a healthy kitten. I just described this scenario, but if you put them together and this one would have died already because it was sick, well, now this one has that sickness too, and there's a good chance that one could die as well. Now I say you can introduce kittens from two different litters that are around the same age after a 2-week quarantine period where you just make sure they're healthy. However, kittens with large age gaps can't meet it all. For example, these guys running around here that I just showed you, they're about 10 weeks old. And in the other room, I have kittens that are only almost 5 weeks old. And that huge age difference is not safe to put them together because these guys are big. They can run fast, they can fight a lot, and you know, it's fine to put them together if they're the same age because they can fight back, you know. Fighting as in play fighting. But those little kittens out there, well, it can be fun for them to tussle with each other. These guys are much bigger and much stronger, and they could very easily hurt the little kittens. When they're grown, you could put a 2-year-old cat with a 4-year-old cat, but when they're at this little young kitten stage, it is best to keep them only with kittens around the same age. The exception is I have an 11-month-old kitten over there. That's my cat, that's me, and I am able to put kittens with him because he's very gentle. And if you have adult cats that are very gentle with the kittens, you can put them together too once you know they're healthy. But you can't put like little bottle babies or even older bottle babies with weaned older kittens. It's just not safe. But the thing is, it's not hard to keep kittens separate. You know, I live in a house with multiple rooms. I'm able to have kittens in 2 rooms right now, and they're all separate. So these guys stay in one room, I have other guys in another room, and in just a little bit I will actually give you some ideas on where to keep kittens, because it can seem daunting to know where to put these little creatures, but there's actually a lot of places you can put them. Hi, welcome to a Kitten Break. This is like an ad break, I guess, but instead, I'm showing you kittens. Much more fun. So this is Azalea. She is an older kitten that just runs around in this room, which is actually the garage. I will talk more about how we can house kittens in the garage in a little bit, but this is Azalea. She runs around, and then I have bottle babies down here, and they're in this mesh playpen, so Azalea can't get to them. Remember how I said it's super important to keep kittens of different age groups separate? Well, even though she wants to be around them, it's not safe. So she's not around them. Don't bite me, that's rude. So she is separate from them for the little guy's safety. I will show you their playpen setup a little bit more in a minute, but for now, kitten time. Hey, baby. Aren't kittens just the best thing in the world? Where are you going? You're supposed to stay in the playpen. What you doing, Jasper? I talk a lot more about these babies in my last kitten-related video, which is called something like How to Take Care of Bottle Babies. I will link it in the description below, but I talk a lot about them in that video and their backstory. But for now, we're just showing off their cuteness. They're just the cutest little things. They're the purriest little things too, and they're really trying to escape their pen. They think it's feeding time, even though I just fed them right before I started filming. Look at Clark. Look at that crazy head. Clark, wake up. Clark. Okay then. Just stay there, I guess. Just stay there. Just zooming back out. Here's a baby. And there's a baby. I don't really know what the purpose of this was. Just a break in a super informational video to just say hi to these cuties. The focus on my camera is awful, just so you know. Oh, look at that baby. She has a humongous hernia. That's what this is. We'll get it taken care of soon when she gets spayed. But this is Octavia. She's a cutie. And you guys, hey, excuse you. You're not supposed to be out here. Get back in there. And I think because they're getting crazy, that will be the end of our kitten break. So I hope you enjoyed that little kitten break where I showed you some of the kittens that I have right now. But now we are going to move on to where you can actually put your kittens. I'm calling this where you can hold your kittens. And we're gonna start with showing some of the places I do and just sharing some other ideas on where you can put kittens. So the first place you can put kittens is in a spare room. Whether that's a guest bedroom, an office that you don't really use that often, or an office that you do use that often, or just a bedroom. This is my bedroom, and this is where I keep kittens. But I'm calling this like the spare room because that's probably the best place to put them. You can also put them in your bedroom. Ignore that little filming setup right there. That's where I was filming just a second ago. So here is my room. A lot of you guys asked for a room tour, and this isn't an official one because it's not that clean. I will try and film an official room tour in a little bit. Hi, Phoenix. Hey, Bobby. That's Phoenix. And then the two running around. The gray one is Griffin, and then I don't know where Valkyrie is. The brown one running around somewhere, but I'm not sure where she is right now, is Valkyrie. That's a cat-shaped pillow covered in fuzz. I should probably pick that up off the ground, but I haven't yet. Basic, I have my dresser here. That's mostly for me purposes. But then I have this cat tree here. That's for the cats. Then I have Smee's playpen. And a playpen is a great way to keep kittens contained, but you don't need one. It's not necessary. But I like to use it to keep Smee contained so that he doesn't be loud in the middle of the night. Then I have their food set up. This mat is supposed to be pushed all the way back there, but they like to move it, so the food's kind of just somewhere over here. And then this vanity is mostly for personal purposes, so are these like shelf things. But here's my bed. The kittens sleep in it a lot. They like to rest on that windowsill, and then, you know, I have this area. They kind of play over there too, and lots of litter boxes around the room. There are a couple beds over there. I forgot to show you their other litter box corner, which I have 3 in, just because they poop a lot. I have that plastic bucket thing over up there to try and minimize poop on the walls. Ignore these very poopy kitten stairs that lead to my bed. They're very poopy and messy, and I need to scrub them. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But that is pretty much my room, and pretty much any setup will do. You just need kitten supplies and a room, and just making sure you kitten proof it first, but you can put kittens in any type of spare room or bedroom. Another good place to put kittens is a bathroom. We're in the bathroom that I sometimes keep kittens in right now. You can tell I'm not keeping kittens in here right now because all of my stuff is everywhere. But sometimes I do keep bottle babies in here. I don't as much anymore because now we have an incubator to put them in. If I ever have to separate kittens for suckling and need some that are also in a tub, you can foster bottle babies or young kittens in a bathroom. If you have a bigger bathroom than I do, it'll probably work for older kittens too, but you can see this is a really tiny half bathroom. But the other bathrooms I've been told I can't keep kittens in because we need those bathrooms for, you know, bathroom stuff. I will just show you. I don't have it set up for kittens right now. Sorry about that. I'm not gonna set it up just for a quick portion of a video, but I will tell you where I put stuff and you can use your imagination for what it will look like. If I had bottle babies, I will put a tub here, heat pad, cord plugged up there, and you know, I'll just put a scale down here, be able to weigh them and stuff, and I'll normally put a blanket on top of the closed toilet lid and be able to feed them on there. And then if they have to be upgraded from the tub before I can put them into a playpen, they will get the run of the full bathroom for a little bit. I'll take these bath mats out because I don't want them to be covered in kitten germs. I'll put a litter box there, and I'll just put a bed area here, throw some toys in here, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so do you remember that part where I said that healthy kittens that were different ages could share air, but they still needed to be separated? Well, here is how I do it. I have this big girl Azalea, which I showed you earlier in the video. She's right here, and she has the entire room. She's got a little bed and litter box set up over here, but she also just has run of the entire room. This is the playpen. You can see because there's a lid and a door, she cannot get into it, which she is very unhappy about, but it's for the kitten's safety. And then in here, I just have everything they need. I have blankets, a heat pad, a litter box, and they're not eating solid food yet, so there's no food in there. Yeah, I basically keep kittens in a playpen in order to keep this girl out. And a playpen is a great option for kittens. Also a Tespo playpen, which I'll pop a picture up right here. I have one, I just don't have it set up right now. That's also a good option for kittens, but older kittens can jump in and out of them, so that's why we're not using that one right now. So another place you can keep kittens is anywhere. Of course, that anywhere has to be modified for kittens, but if you have random places in your house that you think could put kittens, do it. This is a garage right now. I'm not gonna show the full thing just because it's messy, but yeah, it's a garage. We have random storage stuff over here, but we keep kittens in here. And this will probably not work for everybody, simply for the fact that garages aren't heat insulated most of the time. We actually had to have someone come in and insulate our walls so that it didn't get too cold or hot. So this definitely wouldn't work for everyone because most people can't just have people come insulate their garage. And a lot of people do need to use their garage for cars, but we don't. So we have turned it into a kitten room. And this is a perfect example of just using what you have to make kitten places. You know, we have a garage here, and that's not a place you'd think to put foster kittens, but it works, and it's good. It works well for us because, you know, it's a good temperature because of the modifications we've made, and then, you know, it just works. But it definitely won't work for everyone. But when I say anywhere, I mean anywhere you can think to put kittens. You know, you just have to make sure it's temperature regulated, you know, there's no sharp objects or anything that's bad for kittens, and then you just put kittens in there. Along with their supplies, of course. That's what I mean. Anywhere you think will work for kittens will work. So now we're gonna move on to the tip portion of the video where I'm gonna share 5 tips about how to help you handle multiple litters. Because if you've ever fostered a litter of kittens, you know they can be a lot of work. So add another litter of kittens on there and they're even more work. So I'm just gonna give you some tips on how to help you balance and handle and organize everything to make sure that, you know, all the kittens are getting the supplies, medicine, food, litter that they need. The first statement I'm going to make is it is really almost impossible to take care of a ton of bottle babies at once. You're getting up in the middle of the night, you're feeding them every like 3 hours. It is very hard to take care of like 12 of them or something, and pretty much unsustainable. So I say my first tip is space out your ages. What I basically do is I will get a litter of bottle babies, and once they are grown up, maybe about 6 weeks, eating solid food, 6-7 weeks I would say, then I'll get another litter of bottle babies. That way I only have 1 litter of bottle babies at a time, and the other kittens can eat solid food. And generally kittens that are weaned are much easier to take care of than bottle babies because there's just so much less you have to do. So no getting 15 bottle babies at once. That is impossible to handle in my opinion. And number 2 may seem like a no-brainer, but it is to set out time in your schedule to take care of kittens. With multiple litters, you aren't going to want to be rushing around before work or school to get everything done. So set out time. You know, I've realized that it takes me about 45 minutes to take care of all my kittens in the morning. You know, whether that be feeding, cleaning, litter box changing, all of that stuff. It takes me about 45 minutes. So you're going to want to set an alarm in the morning, having taken into account the amount of time it's going to take you to take care of all of your kittens. You're not going to want to wake up right before you have to leave because then you're going to be late because you need to take care of your kittens. It may be hard to see exactly how much time you need to set out at first, but once you get the hang of everything, it should be easy enough to be able to set your alarm, giving you time to take care of the kittens before you have to go to whatever you do on the daily, you know, work, school, I don't know what else you would do. But whatever you have to do, make sure you set out time in your day to take care of kittens. Because rushing and taking care of kittens don't mix. You're gonna forget something important about the kittens. Tip number 3 is more for new people, but if you're new to fostering, I recommend making a to-do list of everything that you need to do. And you can totally do this if you're not new to fostering. It's just something that I've been doing it for so long, I can remember what I need to do for like normal taking care of kittens. But you know, you're new to fostering, this is your first litter, and you just, when you wake up, you're groggy, you don't know exactly what needs to be done. Well, make a to-do list the night before. Say, okay, when I wake up, I'm going to feed the kittens, I'm going to change their litter boxes, I'm going to tidy up the room, you know, if they have medicine, I'm going to give them their medicine. You know, you can even set up some time to play with them or whatever, and that may seem really basic and like it should be easy to remember, but I personally, when I wake up, I am grumpy and I'm completely out of it. I don't understand what's going on for a good like 15 minutes. So it can be really helpful to just have a list of what you need to do so you don't forget anything. And number 4, in my opinion, is pretty important because it involves a topic that's really important around kittens. And this is put reminders in your phone, or you know, if you're old-fashioned, stick a post-it note to the microwave. Set reminders for important things that need to be done that are out of the ordinary. For example, I've been fostering for a year. I got the food, litter, clean routine down, but say I have a kitten with a really specific medicine schedule that I've never done before. I'm gonna set a reminder in my phone every time that I need to give this kitten medicine. Because if a kitten's getting medicine, it needs it. So it needs to be given to them, but if it's out of the ordinary, it's very easily forgettable. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is set reminders on the phone around the time that you need to do the medicine. But say you have a kitten on antibiotics, and those antibiotics need to be given twice a day, morning and night, for 10 days. So you just set a quick reminder in your phone, and you can even go ahead and set them all at once so that you also know when you don't get a reminder, then it's time to stop giving them medicine. Another type of medicine that it's really good to set a reminder for is dewormer, because kittens, at least at my rescue, are given dewormer every 2 weeks until they're adopted out. But most people can't just keep a mental note in their head of, okay, 2 weeks from now I'm going to give more pyrantel to the kittens. It's just hard to remember when there's so many other things going on in your life, but that phone reminder's not gonna forget, and so when you get a reminder on your phone 2 weeks after you've given them pyrantel the last time, oh, I totally forgot that was today, but I can do it now because my phone reminded me. I just appreciate the reminder app on my phone so much. I use it so often, but it's so good for remembering to give kittens medicine. And also just any other out of the ordinary things you need to do. And tip number 5 is stay on top of ordering food and litter. There are some supplies that you don't need to rebuy frequently for your kittens, but there are some supplies you need to buy often, like food and litter, because those are things that kittens go through a lot of. And because they go through so much, it's actually really easy to run out of it. And it is so stressful when you run out of food and litter, because then you have to run around to a million different stores to try and find the exact type of food they eat in order for them to be fed that night. So I say it's just better to just stay on top of it. You know, check every morning, do I have, you know, several boxes of food, several bags of litter, just in case, you know, Amazon stops delivering and I have a little bit of a stock up. I don't know, I'm paranoid, but it's not fun to run out of food and litter. So if your rescue provides it, just make sure you stay in contact with them and get litter and food frequently so that you don't run out of it. And if you buy it, just every morning, just check so you don't run out, because running out is not fun. All right, the next section is a very important one, and that is don't overwhelm yourself. It might be easy to see someone like me doing a ton and thinking that you must do it too. But just keep in mind, if you take on more than you can handle, you'll get burnt out and then you can't help any kittens. So take care of yourself first. I may be able to foster multiple litters, but that doesn't mean you have the capacity to do that right now. So take a breath, think about it, think if you can actually handle multiple litters at this point in your life, and it's okay if you can't. Fostering one litter is still helping a ton, and even if you can't foster, just helping out in any way you can with animal rescue is helping a lot. And it's still very good. So I hope this video helped. I hope you were able to get some information about how to foster multiple litters and just some tips and tricks. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe for more makeup and kitten related content. I upload on Sundays and Wednesdays if I can, and if I can't, then I upload whenever I want to. Also, make sure to leave any thoughts or questions that you have down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching again, and goodbye!